crack the interview. Okay. So interview is held after your intelligence and your psychology test. Some people go straight for interview before GT, some people go after GT, so that doesn't matter. Now, what is important is that first you start up with the dressing up. Okay, you should dress up formally. Whether you wear a tie or not, really doesn't matter. But make sure that you don't look at red shirt and white pant. So be a little formal. If you are wearing a tie, make sure that you have a button on top and your tie fits snugly. Don't leave the knot here with one finger going in between. See that you are twisting. If you are going after the GT, you can't do much except that you will be dusty. So just see that you can dust your shoes and wash your face. There's always a towel in the washing. So just see that you clean yourself and your hair. That is the best you can do. When you enter, obviously there is a little bit of nervousness, irrespective of what or anybody, I or anybody says. That nervousness will always be there. But still, a smile is something which covers a lot of things. Give a smile, enter, go and stand either by the side of your chair or in front of your chair, but keep your arms by your side. The moment you put your arms behind you and you become like Vishram, you are taking a defensive posture. So even if you are nervous, do not get into the defensive posture. Stand with your arms by your sides, and when you wish, make sure that in your nervousness you do not wish wrongly, because that is the first thing which you are going to say. So if you go now and you say good morning sir or good evening sir, it is not right. Make sure that you wish correctly. After that, some interviewing officers, they like to shake hands. If the interviewing officer extends his hand, please walk up. And if you give a handshake, do not make it limp. अच्छे से दबा के हाथ जो है, shake hand, come back. When he asks you to sit down, say thank you. When you sit, you must sit towards the back, like I am sitting crouched. I am an old man, but you sit towards the back of the chair so that your back is straight. Okay, keep your back straight. Arms on your armrest, on your lap, wherever you feel comfortable, you want to cross, doesn't matter. Important thing is to maintain eye contact. You must keep looking at the interviewing officer throughout the interview. Okay, that is a very important issue. Okay, you will be sitting reasonable distance, maybe about 8 or 10 feet. Therefore, you have to speak loudly. Otherwise, what happens? The last part of your speech gets eaten up. And also, don't keep your communication flat. Like I'm talking, certain times your pitch has to go up, certain times your pitch has to come down. So keep it, keep your modulation, don't keep it flat. Now, the basic aim of the interview is to extract the officer-like qualities which you are aware and which would be done through the other two techniques as well. So it means that I am trying to see what is your thought process which is here. I cannot see that. So what I will be presuming is your thoughts are coming out in the form of words. Whatever you speak, I will presume and take it for granted that that is what you are thinking. Now here, there is a very important thing. Okay, if you have any sort of problem of communication in English, do not hesitate to speak in English. सोच ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. What happens in sometimes you are not getting the right sentence, your English is slightly weak, you are putting your mind under tension, or you speak something which is actually not what you are meaning because your vocabulary is poor. Therefore, don't do that. Whenever you are stuck, make sure that you convey your thoughts in whatever language you can. Whatever means, either it is English or Hindi, you can't speak your original language. So, get out of that. Now, the questions are going to be clubbed. That means, consolidated question, 5, 6 at a time will be asked. So, first you have to remember the questions and then you have to answer the questions. The sequence of answering does not matter as long as you answer all the questions. The marks are based on the details you provide. Lot of questions will have a suffix, okay, do this, why, give reason. Certain things will have like that, even if it is not there, if it is a general question. Okay, let's say you're talking of general awareness. Okay, give the details. If you say, sir, election in India, it makes no sense to me. You say that elections were held in two states, Jammu and Haryana. In Jammu, this is what happened. In Haryana, this is what happened. Then I know you are aware of the things. Same way if you talk about anything, whatever you are talking, you must give the details. But the details should be relevant to the question. That is very important. You should not talk nonsense. You should be giving inputs which are relevant to the question. Should you not know anything, don't tell lies and don't try to cover up. Okay, I'm sorry, sir. I'm not aware. I'll update myself. Sorry, sir. I'm not remembering at the moment. But don't tell lies. Certain places where you're confident, make sure that you're confident. If you give an answer, he says, "Are you sure?" Yes, sir. You don't look very confident. Are you fully confident? Yes, sir. If your answer is wrong, then better to stay away. But if you are confident, then don't say, no, sir, I am not sure. After some time, he asks you again, you are sure, but sir, I am not sure. So that confidence level, if questions are like that, should be there, but no wrong confidence. Don't know, acknowledge. Now, whatever questions you cannot answer, you should make sure that you know the answers before you enter the final interview. There is a very fair chance you could be asked questions which you missed out. And if you answer those questions, then your chances of recommendation definitely go up. Another important input is do not ask any of your colleagues who have been interviewed, oh yaar, tere ko kya pucha? What did you say? Don't do that mistake. Okay, your PIQ is going to be different from his. And if his answer is there and he is recommended and you give the same answer, it does not mean that you are going to be recommended also based on answers which he gave. You are a different person, your answers should be naturally coming out from your own. Okay, so this is another important aspect. Lot of candidates who they have been watching, YouTube and all, so they know what is an interview and they say, अरे अगर मैंने ये जवाब दिया तो वो क्या सोचेगा? Any of you who are in that process कि मैंने अगर ये जवाब दिया तो वो क्या सोचेगा? Please do not go to SSB. You will never be there. Your job is to give the input. The person across is a mature person. He has many other ways to speak, and he will go. You might be thinking that my answer is wrong, but probably that would be the best answer. Be honest, be original. Do not try to complicate issues. Finally, the opening sentence is to make you comfortable. So once you go on, you are a little nervous. So before the interview starts, we try to make you comfortable. So we will ask you something with which you are familiar. So, you start speaking, you're nervous, you hear your own voice, the interviewing officer keeps nodding his head, saying, okay, yes, good. So what happens? Your confidence is going up. But at the same time, it is a first impression to the interviewing officer because he tries to assess that something with which you are familiar, how much you know, how many details you give, what is your logic, what is your presentation, how organized are your thoughts. So it is a two-way process. So here also, anything which is asked, okay, do not just say and give it, because the worst thing in Indian interview is when it becomes a question answer session, which should never happen. Right? So ideally, if the candidate speaks about say 30% and the interviewing officer, candidate 70% and the interviewing officer 30%, it's a very good thing. Right? So Normally the questions asked are, how did you prepare? How did you come? What was the interesting thing? What have you done since the time you come? About the place you belong to, things like that. So here, give details. So since you have already gone, uh, we will see and start the interview now. In between the interview, no asking questions. You keep giving your responses as to what you think should be the answer to my question asked. Once the interview is